There is an understanding that if you can get hold of it here today, some of you already have it, if you can get hold of this understanding that you are first and foremost vibrational beings living in a vibrational universe, and if you can for a little while put your physical senses on the back burner just a little bit and allow your emotional sense to come forth in a stronger way, where you care more about how you feel in a moment than you care about what's actually manifested that you might be seeing. We want you to become the aligner, the allower, the resonator. We want you to care about the resonance of your being. Now, what we mean by that is you were source energy before you came into this body. You've heard us say this so many times. You can speak it right along with us. Let's do it fast. You were source energy before you came into this physical body, and you came into it. You're doing it. You are really doing it. And a part of you came forth into this physical body, and here you are exploring this time, space, and reality. You know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and from this synthesizing of life through your unique and important perspective, you launch rockets of desire all day, every day. And by that we mean you have ideas of what would be an improvement for you, even if it is something as simple as an improved highway condition or an improved kitchen drawer where you can find something in it. You are looking for improvement all day, every day, and launching these vibrational requests. Now, most humans are not very excited about the vibrational request, but we want you to be excited about the vibrational request. And we promise you that you would become excited about the vibrational rocket of desire that emanates from you if you were consistently in vibrational alignment with that desire as you launch it. But you're usually not, but you could be, but you're usually not, but you could be. But if you were in vibrational alignment with the rocket that you launch, you would feel really good all of the time, because as you launch a desire that you're up to speed with, the ensuing emotion that you feel is one of elation, one of passion, one of exhilaration, one of interest. You just feel so good when you are in any moment up to speed with what you are vibrationally launching. So that's the work, isn't it? Because life is going to continually call new desire from you. It's just the nature of this expanded, leading edge, time-space reality that you are focused in. You are powerful creators. You came with deliberate intention. And your intention, when you made the decision to come into this body, into this personality, surrounded by all of the others in their difference, in their diversity, different beliefs, different desires, but most of all, different perspectives. It was your intention to come forth among all of that and to carve out your own personal preference. Now, the source within you is always looking to you and through you. Sometimes you get that. Have you ever just had an idea that was so brilliant that you just knew it came from some broader perspective? So two things happened in that moment of that brilliant idea. One thing that is happening all the time is that Source is right there with you, knowing what you're living and flooding the best idea in this scenario that is available into all of the universe. That's the first thing that happens, but it happens whether you know that it's happening or not. But the fact that you realized the idea, the fact that you felt the idea, and when it felt wonderful when you realized it, that means that the second thing has happened, and that is you're up to speed with who you really are. And that's what you're wanting more of the time. That's what you're wanting most of the time. That's what Esther is wanting all of the time. When you get tuned in to this high frequency, you become intolerant of hanging around in lower frequencies. And we don't want you to be intolerant in the sense that you throw little fits. Or big ones. We want you to be discerning. That's a better word. Discerning. We want you to care about how you feel. In fact, we want you to care so much about how you feel that it becomes your top priority. Because when how you feel becomes your top priority, and you are armed with tools to help you line up with this high frequency, pure positive energy. When you know how to do that, then you are in this moment living happily, and in the next, and in the next, and in the next, until you get that happily ever after thing going pretty well. So it isn't that there are things that are believable that you then believe only. While that is true, there are things that are happening that as you focus upon them become your beliefs. It is that you are the creator of reality, and your beliefs are what are creating your reality. And so we just want to say that a belief is just a really practiced thought. So we think you understand that. In fact, we can feel that you even accept that. You accept that you create your own reality, don't you? So as you are standing in your now, whether you are thinking about the past, memory, or whether you are exploring the present through observation, or whether you are imagining into the future, you're doing it right now. And right now, while you're doing it, you're offering a signal that law of attraction is responding to. So it doesn't matter if it's the past or the present or the future that you're contemplating. Your contemplation and the vibrational content of that contemplation matters. In fact, it's everything. It's your point of attraction. So we're going to be talking here today about what you've got going on. You've got some habits of thought that aren't serving you. You've got some habits of thought that are serving you. You've got some dormant beliefs that don't affect you very often, but every now and again, one of them is activated by something you see or something that you hear, and then it begins to affect you for a little while. And we really want to call your attention to this really important thing, and that is your point of attraction is now. It's right now. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It only matters what you're doing vibrationally now. And you can get so that what happened yesterday doesn't affect what you're offering vibrationally now, but you've got to understand that you are a vibrational being emanating a signal, and you've got to understand that your thoughts are the reason for that signal, what you focus upon, and you got to understand that the way you feel is an indication of how that blends with who you really are and what you really want. But most of all, we want you to leave this gathering knowing for sure that you can manage to have control over what disc you are on. We want to say something strong here. We are going to push this reset button today. It's our promise that you're going to get this because we know it so powerfully and you're willing to listen. And in the hours that we are together, you will find resonance with your point of power. But we want you to know that it only lasts a day, because tomorrow you have to get on that high-flying disc again. And the next day, you want to get on that high-flying disc again. And we want to say to you that you were born on it. How do I get on the high-flying disc? Well, you were born there. I know, but that was a long time ago. Now how do I get on it? Well, you have the potential of being on it every morning unless you remember something unpleasant from yesterday. In other words, when you wake up, what disc do you jump on? Oh, yeah, I got to go to work. Yeah. Going to be a lot of traffic today. Better hurry. Oh, it's going to be hot again today. Or maybe you wake up into a household full of confusion and you just want to pull the pillow over your head and not get up. We want you, before you go to bed or before you go to sleep, to pre-pave your morning and say to yourself, in the morning, I'm going to wake up on the high-flying disc, and I'm going to acknowledge that I'm there, and I'm going to milk it as best I can. Now, you might not make it till breakfast. You might not even make it till you get out of bed. Esther has begun saying, she's been doing this for about 6 weeks now, and after about day 20, it became really, really easy to do. And she began saying to herself, oh, I'm awake. A startling and profound announcement to herself. I'm awake. For a while she'd say, damn, I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. Am I going to go back to sleep? Because sometimes she has the luxury of doing that. Or am I going to get up? Now, this was an important thing for her to acknowledge, because if she's going to go back to sleep, she doesn't want any thoughts to get going except thoughts of slumber. But if she's going to get up, she wants to make sure that the thoughts that she's thinking are thoughts that will be valuable to her. She wants to make sure that they are high-flying thoughts. And so usually she begins with some strong statement of appreciation of something that's very easy for her to appreciate. It doesn't take much. It only takes 17 seconds in order to begin your day. You've been saying for a long time, or maybe they've been saying for a long time before you got here, or maybe none of you have ever said this before in your life. Getting out of bed on the right side, or getting off on the right foot. That's what we're really talking about. Establishing your vibrational point of attraction first. Because we want you to understand that if you choose it first, it's so easy to get that positive momentum going. But if you wait until you've, without meaning to, by default, picked up and carried over some negative momentum, then it's harder for you to shift from that negative momentum. You're just letting conditions that surround you that you might be observing be the reason for the momentum getting going, and then law of attraction just keeps it going until you hear someone like us say you create your own reality, and you say, that can't be true. If I really got to create my own reality, I would create a different reality, Abraham. And we say, you may very well want to create a different reality, and you absolutely have the ability to do it, because there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. You have the ability to get the momentum going. You have the ability to keep the momentum going. You have the ability to know when the momentum is in the direction that you don't want. You have the ability to slow unwanted momentum. You have the ability to speed wanted momentum. You have the ability to do all of it. You've just got to understand how you do it. And you have to understand momentum. We think you understand momentum, don't you? Have you ever sort of been a little ornery and made a comment and someone picked right up on it? Someone on the ornery disc with you. And then off you go. Now you're remembering things you haven't remembered in a long time. You're telling stories that you haven't told in a very long time. And this person is extracting stories from their past and now you've got a really good ornery meeting going. Could really feel the momentum of it. And then what happens when some bright-eyed, shiny person comes into the room and you've got that kind of momentum going? They either get sucked in with you, depending upon how stable they are in their own vibration, or they bounce right off of you, depending upon what they've got going. And that's what we are wanting you to do. We're wanting you to prepare yourself by getting on the high-flying disc and staying there and practicing it more throughout the day, and then recognizing the power of the momentum that you have going. Once you get some of that momentum going, you're going to begin to notice the ramifications of momentum. And those ramifications are what you want to call materialization. You want to call it manifestation. We like calling it actualization or demonstration. So there are two ways of knowing what disc you're on. First is how you feel. Next is what's manifesting around you. Those are the indicators. So this message is not about scolding you about being on anything other than the high-flying disc. You get to be wherever you want to be, and sometimes being on those lower discs is really a clarifying experience. For a while, Esther was hard on herself when she knew she was not on the high-flying disc. She would be really mad at herself for not having the self-discipline to stay there. And we would say to her once she would come back into earshot of us, Esther, these are not negative moments. These are not bad moments. These are not wrong moments. These are clarifying moments. And how wonderful it will be for all of you when you're consistently hanging out on that high-flying disc. And then you have those little clarifying dips that just keep parlaying you into more and more and more clarity about who you are and what you want. Life is supposed to feel good to you, and it's not supposed to feel good later. It's not about planning that vacation or looking forward to retirement or waiting for your dream mate or your dream home or your dream vacation. It's not about waiting for something good to happen. It's about being in a place that the good stuff can rendezvous with you right now, you see. And you have the ability to control your vibration so that good stuff is rendezvousing with you right now. And you're going to reach the place where you're even willing to say the stuff that you didn't think you wanted that rendezvoused with you was still good stuff. Because out of it comes clarity. Out of it comes expansion. Out of it comes more potential for more good feeling. You have control of the way you feel. Therefore, you have control of everything that comes to you. Therefore, you are the creator of your own reality. We just want it to be fun along the way. Esther began writing, I'm having fun on my way to that. Because she discovered that was a big piece. Because if you want to be someplace that you're not, and you're aware that you're not, in your awareness that you're not where you want to be, what do you feel? Negative emotion? And if you're feeling negative emotion, what's your point of attraction? And if you're not on the disc where you're going to rendezvous with what you want,